Greetings, listeners. It's your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and it's time to push through on this Fighting Friday so you can be restored and sprung forth into your destiny. Rejoice and welcome to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice. I am your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and thank you for joining me on this Fighting Fridays because it is time, guys, for you to continue to push forward so that way God can restore you and push you forward into your destiny. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Everybody that's listening on the radio, thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure you turn it up. For all of you guys that are joining us via Facebook, please make sure that you share this live. Please share. And don't forget to follow us on all social media at Bey Radio Show. Okay, guys? So listen, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get into it today. But I am really excited because I have someone that is joining us all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, give it up for Atlanta. Do we have anybody from Atlanta tuned in? Please make sure you put one if you're from Atlanta. And let us know everywhere else that you tuned in from. But yes, I have Mr. Ronnie Jackson that is with us today. So let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Jackson. So he is a retired military and owner of Jackson Protection Agency, which has provided security to the most recent Super Bowl. Michelle Williams, come on, formerly of Destiny's Child, and many others. He's a lover of Christ and a family man. And finally, he's a motivational speaker. And he's actually an author, and we're going to be talking about his book today. Okay, guys? So without further ado, let me bring Mr. Jackson on with us. Hello, Mr. Jackson.
How you doing? How are you doing? So excited.
I am fine. So how is it out there, the weather in Atlanta?
You know, it's hot Atlanta. So, you know, it can be hot, and then next day it can be, you know, as crazy as cold and all that good stuff. But right now it's hot.
Yes. Very different from growing up in New York. See, in New York, we know when it's going to be summer, we know when it's going to be winter. But I know when it comes to like Atlanta and Virginia, it's like you have all different seasons in like 1 week, right?
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah, so tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and your protection agency.
Yes, well that is something that, you know, became once was a hobby, and it became a you know, ongoing thing that we kind of exploded, and it grew to you know, right now we're servicing about maybe 20 states. Consistently. Oh, wow. Having several agents and officers travel, and organizational things that we provide companies with. So we're very excited about that. We are right now at about 55 employees with us. So we're excited. We're excited for growth. We're excited for, you know, providing the community with a secure environment. And it's been great. It's absolutely been great. We've been very fortunate enough to be at a place to where we're helping people as well as helping our agents and officers thrive. So excited about it.
Wow, that's amazing. So your company is the company to go to when it comes to protection.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And that's protection here, guys. But we know the protector, right, is Jesus Christ. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So what made you get into the field of protection and security?
Well, it was kind of an accident. I'm prior military, and my wife is a singer, and we were doing, she was going to go and sing one day. And I said, you know what, honey, I'm going to be your bodyguard. I'm a Kevin Costner this thing. And she walked in, and one of the guys said, "Hey, you do that very well." I said, "Well, I prior law enforcement, prior military." He said, "Well, would you like to do that on a consistent basis here at this lounge?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So we were I did that for him about maybe a year, and a year turned into 5 years. 5 years turned into, we're servicing 10 different states, then 20 different states, then, the rest is history. So it happened so quickly. And then after that, we just kind of expounded upon that. And then here we are now.
Oh, wow. Talk about your gift will make room for you. Did you hear him, guys? How he was doing it? And it was like, it wasn't something that he pursued, but it was something you did well, and someone noticed that, and your gift really made room. Yeah, and you're military, so you'll probably get this. But I always tell everybody, even when it came to me, when it came to childcare, I always tell people that it wasn't something that I thought I would be doing. It wasn't something I pursued, but I felt like God drafted me into purpose, right?
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So how is it? Because I know a lot of times, right? And we'll talk more. We're going to get into the book, guys, right? But I know sometimes, just as children of God, we want things, right? Or just people in general, right? We see the entertainers, we see the business owners, we see those that are at a higher status, right? And with you doing security, can you kind of enlighten the people? Because a lot of times we think, oh, that's a perfect life, right? But we don't understand like what comes with that lifestyle, right?
Right.
And that's why you're in service for the protection. So can you talk to the people about that?
Well, absolutely. Like, the providing a service, that's one thing. But providing a service to entertainers, entrepreneurs, just people that are in the limelight so much. You tend to see everything, the good, bad, ugly, and it's just, it's a lot of work that goes into it. And the perception that people may have is that everything is perfect. Well, most of the time it's not. It's absolutely, go and make sure that exactly what's in front of you. So you have to really, really work it. I see a lot of the entertainers and motivational speakers, what have you, go through challenging times, and they lean on us as agents, our company, our officers. They lean on them because here's the thing: there's so many people out there that just has a terrible mindset, terrible thinking, and they don't necessarily have the best interests, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times you have to really, really focus on whatever it is that God is directing you to. And sometimes we're here as reminders when we're out there in the field, creating that environment for them to thrive. Just a reminder that, hey, you know what, you're doing what you need to do, and we're here to help. And when you're going through challenging times, sometimes you have to have reminders that this is not, I'm not the shining brightest toy on the at the box. I'm here to supply a gift or just be someone to make somebody's day happy. So when you're in the limelight, that it's a lot of things that people just sometimes don't realize that it's a lot of work. But yeah, you have to understand that this is whatever you're called to do, whatever you're doing. Know that at the end of the day, you have to be really, really ready for it. Really ready for it. Seeing the good, bad, and ugly sometimes. You tend to be like, wow, I didn't know you went through that, or I didn't know this is something that you were going through. But at the same time, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah. So I look at like for the most part, when we are doing what we do, we really want to be encouragers. not necessarily you see the weapon on the side and this big guy protecting, but honestly, a lot of us are people that they lean on, entertainers or whatever. They lean on the security or the agent who is protecting them. So
yeah. Wow. So tell the listeners a little bit about your book, because I was reading over it and I think it's something that's really needed, and that's why I'm so honored that you were able to come onto the show, because I feel that more men are needed, your voices are needed, because there are a lot of men, a lot of people that are hurting and struggling behind the scenes, because when it comes to men, it's kind of hard to be vulnerable. It's kind of hard sometimes to reach out and say, hey, I need help. So I feel like your book would be really great, and it's going to help a lot of husbands and men just in general. So can you tell the listeners a little bit more about your book and what inspired you to write it?
Yeah.
And the name of it. Tell them the name of the book.
Absolutely. It's a Push Past Impact. And it's simply, pushing through adversities, passing nuggets along the way, and impacting your sphere of influence. So the reason I wrote this book is because when I was going through so much of the pushing through adversity, pushing through challenges, and finding myself at a place to where, I didn't know what to do and how to do, and my strength came from, of course, God, but it was the constant pushing, the constant okay, I'm gonna make my obstacles a bridge, so that I can climb over and get to the next level of my life. And once I got to that place, I was kind of course, filled with so much of hey, I did it, I won, all this, feeling deep down inside that you have made it. But then after that, what do you do with that? What do you do with that feeling of accomplishment? Well, yes, you simply pass the nuggets. You pass along to the people that that are going through the same struggles that you have went through or gone through. And then you begin to become somewhat of a beacon of light to so many different people. And you don't just want to stay there. You just want to you want to start progressing and impacting so many different people who you've kind of stood the test of time with. And that's when you start to impact your sphere of influence, the people who love and respect you. My thing was, what do I do once I push through so much adversity? How do I live? How do I, begin to progress in life more and more and more, and ultimately be a leader amongst my community or the people who look up to me, which is your kids, your family members. People that you see every single day that we kind of lose sight of sometimes when we go through so much stuff.
Yes. Wow, that's good. I like what you said when you said that you want to make sure you have that bridge so that way you can climb over it.
Yeah.
Like that's really profound, and definitely I love how you say once you push past those adversities, like, what do I do now? Right?
Yeah.
And you were able to determine, hey, let me reach my hand back and give these nuggets to someone else so that way they're able to pull through and push through. I think that's really good, and then the transparency, because again, a lot of people are afraid to be transparent out of lack of being judged, because wow, the world that we live in, you get judged for like anything, right? It's like, you can't do anything right, So I think that's like really, really powerful. That's really, really powerful, and it's really needed. So one of the questions I have, right, and this is for all the women that's listening, some may be married, some may be inspiring to get married, but there's a stigma, that when you find your guy, he has to already have everything, right? And for me, that wasn't my experience. When my late husband and I met, he didn't have like the whole business and the money and all that stuff, right? But I saw the potential, I saw his heart, I saw that he had a vision, right? So what advice, would you even give the men that feel like they have to have everything together, before they're able to take that step? Like, what advice would you give them? Or even the men that are in marriages right now, and they're struggling even with like their vision and things like that, and they're feeling down because they don't feel like they fit the stereotypical husband that's supposed to carry the load and supposed to have everything together. Like, what type of encouragement can you give those men on today?
Wow. Well, I can absolutely say when I first got married, I didn't have it all. I didn't have it at all. And so one thing that my wife, we just celebrated our 14 years of marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you. One thing that she saw in me is my consistent vision, consistent. There's one thing to have vision, but if you're consistent with it makes a difference. So what I mean by that, I kept telling myself, or kept saying it over and over and over and over again. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want to accomplish. This is what is going to happen for our family. I was bold about that. I absolutely was so focused that she bought into my belief. And so when you have absolutely nothing, or you're building, or you're working to it, but if you continue to tell yourself over and over and over again, and you create that environment by your belief system, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Things start to move and shake just for your belief. When I was so focused on what I wanted, she had to gravitate to it, and it became a narrative amongst our household. So when we said, hey, this is going to happen, we had no choice, or God, positioned so many different things in front of us that it just happened because we gravitated that stuff to us. And as we became to overcome obstacles and start believing, okay, this is something that's temporary, and continue to talk to ourselves. And we made a corporate, we corporately believed together. So wow. I would say when you and your spouse or somebody that you are working with or you're believing with, corporately bring that together and usher in a lot of the things that you guys have vision for. You guys have to partner with each other because that's what it is. It's a partnership, just like with everything else. Partner with your belief system as well.
Wow. That's really good. Like how you said that it was like a buy-in.
Yeah.
Like you were so consistent with your vision and so consistent even in communicating that. So for all the listeners that's tuned in, husbands, you have to make sure when it comes to your vision, even though you're not there yet, as he said, you have to be consistent in that communication part, meaning you have to keep saying it, right? Because I think even in that provided her with a sense of security.
Yeah.
Do you know, men, all you guys that are listening, do you know how much that makes a woman feel that she doesn't have to keep asking you, right? I think when we have to keep asking, like, okay, what's happening, right? That provides some type of insecurity for us. But when you as a man come to us and give us those plans and let us know what's happening, just like as a child, right? even when it comes to the child care facility. That's why in my school, we actually have a schedule, because in that schedule, it allows the children, one, to have a routine, but they know what's expected. And in knowing what's expected, it creates a sense of trust, even in the teachers. And they will follow the lead of the teachers because of that trust, and they know what's going to happen. So just like in the school with the children, men, if you're having issues, in regards to leading your women or getting her to follow you, it's not really about the fact that you're not where you're supposed to be yet, or the vision hasn't come yet. It's because there's a breakdown in the communication. So you have to make sure that you're communicating to her and being consistent in that communication, so that way she'll trust you to follow you as you lead. That's really, really good, Mr. Jackson. Really, really good. Wow. So, did you grow up in Atlanta?
Well, I was an Army brat, so I grew up a little bit everywhere. I had the opportunity to be raised in Germany. My dad, he was served in the military for about 24 plus years, and I actually grew up a little bit everywhere. But oh, wow. I call Atlanta home. That's where I went to high school. That's where I went to college, and that's where I met my wife, and that's where we were raising our kids. So I am an Atlanta, native for about maybe a good solid 20 plus years. So yeah, Atlanta's home for us.
Oh wow, that's great. And it's funny you said Germany, because my oldest sister, she was her ex-husband, she's remarried now, but her first husband, he actually was in the service, and my niece was born in Germany. And I just remember as a child them telling us that if she had been, I guess, like a boy, she would have had to come back at like a certain age. Is that true? Like, this don't have anything to do with it, but is that true? Like,
yeah, it's complicated. It's a lot of things that we as Americans kind of, really don't realize what goes into, just being overseas and growing up overseas. If you were born, there's a lot of different medicines that we as men or young boys wouldn't have the access to, versus ladies when they are born there. It's totally different. It's a lot of things has changed. Technology has advanced, but back in like the 80s, 90s, early 90s, it was different. It was absolutely different. But I was born in Savannah, and then my family moved to Germany right after. I think I was like 6 months old, and had the opportunity just from there 6 months on up to like about 10. I was in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, wow. Well, first off, thank you for your service, and even with your dad, thank him for his service. What we would do without our military men, our servicemen and women. You guys definitely protect home. So thank you for your service. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. So I applaud you. Thank you so much for your service. Wow. So what kind of advice did you want to leave for the listeners today?
Well, I really base a lot of my perseverance and hard work through this one phrase that I really have unpacked throughout just everything, my life and what I'm doing is don't wait for a great moment, take every moment and make it great. So don't wait for something to just happen, get out there and you create your own environment. You create the level of success that you desire by absolutely doing it. And the phrase is so cliche when we say just do it, but really, absolutely, just do it. Just do what you have to do to create the environment that you so desire. And when we think about moments, that really shifts our life. What we are doing, how far we're progressing in life. We're really absolutely focusing on a moment that will completely shift everything that we're doing. And for me, I don't want to ever wait for a moment to just happen. I have the ability to go out there and create that great moment that I so absolutely desire. In here, in our mental, when we say it over and over and believe what we desire, believe what we want, and make that statement and look at it over and over and over again, it's no happenstance. It's going to happen if you absolutely believe that it will happen. So that moment is done. It's done. It's absolutely done. So for me, don't wait for a great moment. Take that moment and make it great.
Wow. Amazing. So how can we all support the book? Like, how can we support it? How can we purchase it? How can we, if we need security, how can we contact you? Like, let us know.
Well, you can reach out. If it's security, you can go to www.jacksonprotectionagency.com. If you want to reach out, purchase the book, you can go directly to my Instagram at RJ Motivates. And if there's anything, Facebook, you can reach me, RJ Motivates, Ronnie Jackson. We're on LinkedIn, all that good stuff. But you can definitely purchase the book. It's a link in my bio on my Instagram page. And go ahead and sign up. We call it the Impact Insiders. And you'll get you'll get some insights on book. We're touring it this summer. So we're excited about that. And really, reach out as much as possible. All the social media handles, we're there. And that's about it.
So on the tour, will you guys be coming through Virginia?
Absolutely. We're coming through Virginia. We must, be. I'm gonna make sure I bring a couple of copies for you when we go up the East Coast. We're starting in Florida, then we'll go up to the New York area. Then, of course, we're going to, I believe, the West Coast area. So it's a lot of different things that we're going to be, a lot of different places we're touring. So we're excited. And of course, if you have us, we'll be there.
Yes, please come to Virginia and we'll come out. I'll make sure I let the listeners know so that way we can come out and we can support you. And your lovely wife, please give her our wishes. You said she's a singer?
Yes, she's a singer. She's a producer. She has her own production company called Rec Productions, REK, and she's a singer. She actually toured in Italy.
Oh wow!
She's gospel / R&B. So she's amazing. She wouldn't say this, but I say it. I'll boost her up. Her name is Shay Jackson. You can find her on Instagram. Rec Production is on Facebook, Instagram, REK _inspire. So she's awesome. She's awesome.
Yes, so we're definitely gonna support Mrs. Jackson, and please send me some music. Send me some of her music so that way we can play it and get it out there. I know she's already doing stuff, but we can have some of her anointing and that beautiful voice, right? Amen. Get on our ear.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, for coming on to the show. And we're just, again, these were some great nuggets. Listeners, please make sure y'all share this. Make sure that the men in your life listen to this broadcast, because that's like, what you're doing is really amazing and it's needed. And just thank you for your transparency and, putting yourself out there, because it's needed. It's definitely needed for our men.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm so excited for you and everything that's happening for you. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to be on this show today.
Thank you. But on that note, thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice. And I will see you guys next week for another Fighting Fridays. And again, remember, this is Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, your destiny pusher. And I need you guys to tune in so that way we continue to push forward, so that way God can restore you and push you forward into your destiny.
Let's go.
Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3, because it's Fighting Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny.
Impact is all about pushing through adversities, passing the nuggets along the way, and impacting so many different people. And that's what I think fatherhood is all about. We push through adversities, we pass nuggets to our kids or our little ones, and we impact our sphere of influence, which is that very epitome of what a father does. And I just thought it would be so phenomenal to talk about that right now at this very moment, right? As a father, we impact so many different people. We don't even realize it. People watch. And that's the thing. Like, we got to be cognizant on that certain thing, that people are watching everything that we're doing as a father, right? And not only a father, but a business owner, those who are business owners, people who are out there in the military, people who are rocking and rolling in their job industries. Like, everywhere you go, people are watching you. You know, whatever it is, that's why we call it your sphere of influence, your people who look up to you the most. And I just definitely want to say this, as a father, you absolutely need to know that. And those who don't know, guess what? It's happening. It's absolutely happening. So take that into, you know, your mental, and make sure that you're absolutely doing the right thing by the right people, you know, every single day. All right. So what Push Past Impact is all about. It's a book. It's a collection of writings that I have been doing for going on almost 3 years now. We've been putting together writings on how do you push through adversities? How do you pass nuggets? How do you impact your sphere of influence? Well, first and foremost, you push through those things, adversities, by recognizing that they are adversities. They're all obstacles, right? That you need to know, that you need to, go across and crush. And honestly, using those obstacles as bridges to get to that next level. And once you get to that next level, you ultimately are passing a lot of the nuggets and a lot of the things that you have went through or gone through to other people around you. So it's more like you are absolutely geared to pass all the types of crap that we go through, all the types of, pushback, everything that you are going through, you pass that along. And that's how you elevate yourself in so many different realms, right? And then once you are engaged into passing the very, very rights of what life is, right? You are now an impactor, right? You have impacted so many different people.
Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3, because it's Fighting Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny. Say, hey, everybody, hey! It's Prophetess Cynthia Williams-Bey and Baby Bay, and we're so excited because I have some exciting news, guys. I will be doing my first workshop, Budgeting to Feed a Family, on Saturday, June 25th at 7 p.m. It will be virtual, so everybody always asks me, like, how do I manage, like, the household with 6 kids? Well, I'm going to be sharing all my secrets with you guys and making sure that during this recession and during the summer break that you're able to budget and and spread so that way you're able to feed your family and feed these kids. So please make sure that you register today. That's going to be Saturday, June 25th at 7 p.m. The cost is $97, but guess what? I have a Juneteenth sale, so it's going to be half off for everybody that registers within the next 48 hours, okay? So please make sure that you register today so you can budget to feed your family.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus. There's no one like me. There's no one like me. There's no one like me. There's no one like me.
I got a friend. That you know. He serves Serena, Venus, even served Bruno Mars, Wrigley. Bars and sound bites you can handle. Note this, I'm tenor by tone, but my Ric Flair is soprano. Had to cut a ham near my pocket like Randall, but the Pearson adopted me, therefore I am Randall. I wasn't born here, I was born again here. I went from Gentile to a gentleman cause of my friend.
You know, I got a friend. His name is Jesus. There's no one like this, 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 no one like you say. I got a friend. His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus. There's no one like this, 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 no one like you say.
I got a friend who knows all my griefs and my sins. I was guilty in a sense. That's what he bathed me in, like Chanel when he was nailed to that lowercase t like a plus sign. Do the math, simple addition. The sun is the sum, in him there is no division. Make sure in all you're getting, you get nutrition. And when you're talking about my friends, say delicious.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like this, 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 no one like you say.
I got a friend. His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like him.
There's no one like him. There's no one like him.
There's no one like him. I got a friend who knows every trial, every temptation. Knows that you get weak, know that you're heavy laden. But in his arms you'll be safe like you beat the throw. He went to bat for you so you were coming home. Even if you ran the base or you stole. Even if the fat lady singing she ain't clothes. No, you still got time, I suppose. If you don't think that I'm keeping it real, look at my nose.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like him. There's no one like him.
You say
there's no one like him. There's no one like him.
I got a friend.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend.
I got a friend.
His name is Jesus.
There's no one like this, 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 not at all.
His name is Jesus. I got a friend. His name is Jesus.
There's no one like him. There's no one like him. There's no one like him. There's no one like him.
Someone may be wondering how you can smile with everything that's going on in your life. This is what you tell them. Listen. This joy that I have,
This joy that I have,
the world didn't give it to me.
the world didn't give it to me.
This joy that I have,
This joy that I have,
the world didn't give it to me.
the world didn't give it to
No.
me.
This joy that I have,
This joy that I have,
the world didn't give it to me.
the world didn't give it to me. When I was all alone, He is my joy. The joy of my life. He is my joy. He is my joy.
Listen, I feel it in my hands, feel it in my hands. I feel it in my hands, feel it in my hands. I feel it in my feet, feel it in my feet. Feel it in my feet, feel it in my feet, yeah.
Feel him in my hands, feel him in my hands. I feel him in my hands, feel him in my hands.
I feel it in my feet, my feet, my feet. I feel it in my hands.
Feel him in my hands, feel him in my hands.
When I clap,
feel him in my hands, feel him in my hands.
when I dance with my feet, this joy goes down my feet, goes down my feet. This is amazing joy. This is a wonderful joy. This is the part for you to dance, for you to clap your hands. And while you're clapping, joy is coming back to you. Your faith is being restored. Strength, peace of mind. It's yours in His joy. Yeah, this joy that I have,
This joy that I have,
the world didn't give it to me.
the world didn't give it to me.
And if the world didn't give it, the world can take it away.
This is your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and you are listening to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on Rejoice 101.3.
To be a guest or a partner, or to have your music played on the Williams-Bey Radio Show, email cindy@bayradioshow.com. To stay up to date with the Williams-Bey Radio Show, or to catch a replay, visit www.bayradioshow.com. And don't forget to follow the Williams-Bey Radio Show on all social media platforms at Bay Radio Show. If you would like to sow into the Williams-Bey Radio Show, you can cash app us at $Williams-Bey Radio Show.
Say hey everybody, hey! It's Prophetess Cynthia Williams-Bey and Baby Bay, and we are so excited because I have some exciting news, guys. I will be doing my first workshop, Budgeting to Feed a Family, on Saturday, June 25th at 7 p.m. It will be virtual, so everybody always asks me, like, how do I manage like the household with 6 kids? Well, I'm going to be sharing all my secrets with you guys and making sure that during this recession and during the summer break that you're able to budget and spread, so that way you're able to feed your family and feed these kids. So please make sure that you register today. That's going to be Saturday, June 25th at 7 p.m. The cost is $97, but guess what? I have a Juneteenth sale, so it's going to be half off for everybody that registers within the next 48 hours, okay? So please make sure that you register today so you can budget to feed your family.
Told me you're glowing.
at your feet. They do too. You're beautiful. There's no identity.
My idea is how you identify me. I'm not a carbon copy. I'm not a duplicate, you see. God made me in His image. I'm from His lineage. In the womb before I knew who I was.
That's the reason why I sing.
It's not about the bling bling. It's not about the gospel music scene. It's in my fingerprint and God has made it evident that who I used to be, the old me, has got a new identity.
Now I see what God sees in me. Yeah. Can't you see what I see? I'm beautiful. I'm created. I love the way I look. I love the way I am. I'm not the way I used to be. No. My mind has changed and it's made up to be more like Jesus. Oh, I'm a big me. Yeah.
I love this look that I have. I love this feeling that I'm in. And I'm not gonna care who gonna like it, who not gonna like it. At the end of the day, I like who I am.
Don't it look good on me? Don't it look good on me? This new
Let's go.
Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3 because it's Frightened Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny. Say hey, everybody. Hey. It's Prophetess Cynthia Williams-Bey and Baby Bay. And we are so excited because I have some exciting news, guys. I will be doing my first workshop, Budgeting to Feed a Family, on Saturday, June 25th at 7 p.m. It will be virtual. So everybody always asks me, like, how do I manage like the household with 6 kids? Well, I'm going to be sharing all my secrets with you guys and making sure that during this recession and during the summer break that you're able to budget and spread so that way you're able to feed your family and feed these kids. So please make sure that you register today. That's going to be Saturday, June 25th at 7 p.m. The cost is $97, but guess what? I have a Juneteenth sale, so it's going to be half off for everybody that registers within the next 48 hours, okay? So please make sure that you register today so you can budget to feed your family. Thank you for tuning in to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on Rejoice 101.3. To be a guest or to become a partner of our show, please be sure to email me at cindy@bayradioshow.com. To stay up to date with us and to catch the replay, visit us at www.bayradioshow.com. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Bey Radio Show. And again, this is your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and I need you to meet me back next Friday at the same time so that God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny.